Hi everybody. So yeah, it's been a bit. It's been a while since I've done a video. It's been a while since I've updated you all on what's going on. This is going to be a different kind of video. It's going to be more sit down, talk, chat, hang out kind of video. So feel free to go make yourself some tea or get some coffee. I have my coffee in this is a mug by Kate and Kin, and it's a local potter in my area. She does have a Instagram too, and I'll make sure to tag her below. But we did a show at, let's see if we can focus. Yeah, Manitou Park. So every year I do a art show at Manitou Park. That was about 2 weeks ago, maybe. Feels longer than that, but I think it was only about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. And anyways, we do that every year, and she was making mugs to kind of, celebrate the park and the show that we do every year and stuff like that. So I figured I'd pick up a mug. So I wanted to talk to you about being an artist, about the struggles and why I haven't been making YouTube videos. A lot of times I don't make them like every week and stuff like that because of time. But I will admit, this time around, it wasn't time. I've been struggling a lot with creativity, with burnout, with where I want my art to go in the future. I know I've mentioned it a couple of times on here how I am looking to add writing to my pottery to, a lot of you know who've been following me for a while, I tend to make pottery based off of fairy tales, epics, stories, like all kinds of fantasy and fairy tale and folklore books inspire my work, and I usually make collections based off of a particular book that has inspired me, or a short story or something like that. And my ultimate goal, of course, is to finish my own books, write my own books, and make pottery based off of them. That's kind of like my next big hurdle that I'm trying to get to. I've also been struggling from like a making standpoint, like what I want my pottery to look like going forward, what techniques I want to use. The funny thing is, part of the reason why I'm dealing with burnout and dealing with these creative issues is I feel like my creative energy, it kind of sounds a little like, ooh, spacey and stuff, but I feel like there's a change that needs to happen. I feel like there's a direction I'm trying to go, but I'm not quite getting there. And it's causing me frustration in like my art and my work and how I'm doing it. It's just not coming across the way I want to. For so long, most of my pottery has just been mugs and doing, sets for like tea and tea themed things, so you can have a cup of tea or coffee while you're reading your favorite book kind of thing, and have a mug that's based off of your favorite book. It's kind of the whole angle I've been going at, and it's just not what I want to do anymore. It's hard to explain, but a lot of the burnout I've been experiencing, some of it is because of a big project I have going on in the studio itself. I will be doing a video on that. It's still not finished, and I'm going to do like a whole vlog style video from beginning to end, so you can kind of see the entire process. It was just supposed to be like a really quick thing, but it's turned into like a month and a half long journey. So more on that later. But part of it is like the stress of dealing with that. Part of it is, some of it's making, some of it's trying to keep up with doing the writing and the pottery at the same time. But I think most of my burnout and most of my frustration and the difficulty I've been having in creating videos and content and stuff is not really knowing what direction I want to go in, not really, feeling like something needs to change, feeling like something's not right, feeling like I need to do next steps, but not knowing what those next steps are, and some of that too is things that I have been doing, things that have kind of always been a thing. I've always sold really well. They've always done really well, kind of in limbo as well, because one of the things is that I have this red clay I really like using. It goes so great with so many of my glazes. It is a beautiful clay. I love working with it. And it's what I make my dragon egg mugs out of, which are my best sellers. I do not have a problem selling these mugs. The thing is that I found out that they're discontinuing that clay. And I have tried to find other clays, cheaper clays, other red clays to use, and none of them work with the glazes that I use. And so that's also kind of a frustration, because it's like something that's even a consistent, like my dragon egg mug, something I always saw myself making, that I always saw myself doing, now looks like I'm probably not going to be able to do it. I'm looking at maybe this being the last year I can ever make dragon egg mugs because of that clay being discontinued and me not being able to find another clay that can do the same thing, and work the same way with my glazes. And yeah, so I don't know, I know it's this kind of a more serious, kind of a little bit depressing talk, but I also feel like I need to have it, you know, I need to say these things out loud. One, to like validate myself and validate my own art, but then two, because I have been doing this for 10 years. 10 plus years I've been doing pottery. I've been running my business for almost 7. It'll be 7 here in July. You'd think after you've done this and you've gone through it and you've done it year after year after year and done, you know, that you would know where you were at, that you would know what you make. You would be in this position where you're great with your art. You love what you make. You're a well-established artist, whether it be pottery or painting or whatever it is that you're doing. But I'm not, and it surprised me. It surprised me that I'm not comfortable with my art anymore. I'm not capable of doing my art anymore. Like, you know, it's in the fact with the red clay, and this probably being one of the last years I can do dragon egg mugs and Smoggist, and kind of one of the big things I'm known for. It's probably going to be the last year I do it, you know? And it's funny too, because it kind of almost seems like it's a forced change. You know, be what it will. I mean, I tend to be more God telling me something, but I know some people believe in the universe telling them something, or, you know, everybody's got their own belief system. But there is a force. For me, I see it as God, but there is a force that is there, I think, trying to push me in a new direction, trying to push me to get out of this comfort zone, to get out of this content place where my art is. You know, and me being as stubborn as I am and knowing what works, you know, it takes a clay being discontinued, you know, for me to decide, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing that, right? Or maybe I should move on from that, right? I filmed this video wishing I had answers for you, wishing I could be like, here's how you fix this problem. Here's your 5-step plan for going on and fixing it. But honestly, like, I think everybody's journey is different, and everybody's way they get out of it and the way they deal with it is going to be different as well. And I'm still kind of in it. I'm still kind of struggling with what I want my art to look like, what I want to do going forward, what techniques I want to use, how I want to pair my writing and my novels with the pottery. Yeah, I'm honestly just struggling so much with that. And on top of that, I am also kind of struggling creatively with the marketing too. Not that I've ever been really great at doing the marketing stuff. At least I don't feel like I'm very good at doing the marketing stuff. But I feel like it's just been going awful this year. Like, my numbers are down, my sales are down, things aren't selling and doing as well as they used to, you know. Nobody's seeing anything, you know, and nothing's converting. I mean, my business isn't like failing. I'm still doing okay at shows and things like that, but my online sales have just like tanked, you know, to the point where I almost thought about not having a website this year. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think maybe I picked a bad time to go through this whole art changing thing and trying to figure out what I want to do next and how I want my art to look. And I'm also, on top of that, I have been getting a lot of comments about people critiquing my stuff. Not that that's, you know, it's the internet. You're going to get comments like that. You're going to get people not understanding why you do the things you do, or them, I don't know, sometimes it's just them trying to feel better about themselves and their art. But it is hard to get those comments and stuff when you're already kind of insecure about your art and wanting to change it. So, yeah, I know this video is kind of all over the place. It's just me, you know, vomiting all of my ideas and my thoughts and my frustrations and at the camera, and I apologize for that. But like at the same time, like I think it needs to happen, you know? I think people need to see that it's not all sunshine and roses, that like I can make a video that doesn't have a 5-step success thing or, you know, any kind of point except for to say that I'm struggling, you know, except for to show to other people, other artists, other potters, that even with the writers, because, you know, not that I probably have a lot of writers following my pottery page, but, you know, any kind of creative endeavor really, that, you know, you will, like, you could struggle being like so many years into this, being so situated in being in shops, being on, you know, shows, being, you know, I mean, like anybody who sees my business on the outside looking in would have no clue that I'm struggling so much with everything I'm doing, and that I don't feel confident in my work anymore, that I don't feel like I'm doing what I want to do or how I want to do it, you know? But like I do think those things need to be said. I do think those things need to be shown. Like, I'm a mess right now. Like, I feel I'm not happy with my pottery. Like, I know the pieces that came out from the Hades and Persephone collection are pretty, but I don't like any of them. I know that they're very well made, beautiful pieces of pottery, but I was so disappointed by how they turned out, you know, and then finding out that my clay is going to be discontinued, and I can't even do the dragon egg mugs anymore, and there's so much that is going on, and so much that's happening, and this video is probably going to be awful to edit and try to make sense of, but I don't know, I think sometimes some of us have been doing it for a while, have to take that step and show others that it's, you know, being an artist is messy, it's hard, it's difficult. Even several years into it, you're going to still have those struggles. You're going to still be dealing with burnout. You're going to still be dealing with your artist style and what you want to do with it. You're still going to be, you know, frustrated and trying to deal with the marketing. Like, I feel like it's just a never-ending road that you're always going to be on, a never-ending hill you're trying to climb, you know, and you'll get to these little like halfway marks or little, like, you know, markers on the mountain, but are you ever going to actually get to the top? But yeah, I guess part of the reason why I wanted to come on here was to talk about why I haven't been making videos, and part of that is because I don't know what to make. I don't know how to market myself. I don't know what I feel like doing, you know. Social media has been such a grind and a struggle this year, and then, you know, just having the burnout from trying to figure out what kind of change is happening, because I can feel it, you know, like I know there's a change coming, I know there's something I'm going to be doing, I know my art's going to look different, I know how I go about doing it is going to be different, but I have no clue what that looks like right now, and I'm just kind of stuck in this struggle, you know. I mean, if you think about it, does a butterfly, when it's a caterpillar and turns itself into a cocoon, really gonna know what it looks like before it comes out, you know? You know, you can make all these plans and do all these thoughts and try to plot it all out, but you're really just never going to know till you get there, right? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know this is a I'm coming back to YouTube thing, I'm gonna be doing these more regularly thing. I'm still struggling, I'm still frustrated, I'm still having a hard time coming up with social media stuff, with the marketing, with even what my art looks like. I mean, I do know that I will be posting, you know, the updates to the studio when they get done. Hopefully they get done. So I know I'm going to be doing that, but I do know that I'll still be making stuff based off of fairy tales and epics and things like that, and stories. They've always been a huge influence to me. and they've always been like the greatest muse I could ask for. And I'm still going to be making my own stories and stuff, but as far as like the techniques, the colors, the glaze combos, like that kind of stuff, it's like I'm not sure. And I mean, there still might be some pieces that are the same, they're similar. I mean, I'll probably still always make my bump cups just because they sell well, and it's not like there's a whole lot to them besides their shape and what glazes I put on them, right? But as far as like my mugs and like the pieces I want to make, like the really complicated arty pieces, you know, I don't know. I will update you when and if I figure it out. And I mean, I guess maybe you're all along on the journey of my new artist style struggle, you know, just to see what happens at the end, right? If I get to the end, I guess we'll see what this changes. I guess we'll see what life has planned for my art and my writing and me. I think it was a good talk. I think some of the things need to be said. Some people need to hear them. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next video whenever that happens. Bye.